This is an All Ears English podcast, episode 19, Teaching Tuesday. Welcome to the All Ears English podcast, where you'll finally get real native English conversation. Now here are your hosts, Lindsay McMahon, the English adventurer, and Gabby Wallace, the language angel, coming to you from Boston, Massachusetts, USA.
Okay, so in today's episode, you will learn about one really great website to understand some common American slang terms, American English slang terms. Okay, so Gabby, in this episode, yesterday, on Monday, we talked about a couple of things. We were talking about the fact that Americans are getting around by bike instead of by car. And I just said it, the first term. Get around.
Yeah.
So what does it mean?
So to get around is just what kind of transportation do you take? It could be by foot, it could be by car, by bike, it could be on the subway, it could be... I think, did I cover everything?
Yeah.
By limo.
Exactly.
By private helicopter. So to get around is just how do you go where you want to go?
Yeah, how do you move from point A to point B?
Yeah.
So it's a great term. It's a phrasal verb.
Very
it's a
natural.
Great phrasal verb that you can use to sound more natural.
Yeah,
as you said.
exactly.
Yeah.
Very common. So it kind of leads us into our next teaching point, which is the prepositions that you use with get around. So I said a bunch of them just now, but just to focus on them again, we have to get around by car or by bicycle or bike.
Or by bike or on the subway.
Right. So just remember always, by bike, by car, right? It's kind of an individual thing where you're driving your own car, driving your own bike, but on the subway. So on the subway, if you think of the subway as like a flat surface, I guess.
A
platform.
Yeah.
On the subway. So just two ways to use get around, two different prepositions.
Cool. And the next one was, we said a headache. If something can be a headache, it can be really inconvenient.
Frustrating.
Annoying. Actually could cause an actual headache.
Yeah.
Pain in your head.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What did we say was a headache? Driving, maybe?
Oh, driving in traffic. Heavy traffic. Yeah, you can't go anywhere. You're just stuck in your car, so it's a real headache.
Absolutely.
Or getting parking tickets. It's a headache.
Ugh, yes.
Yeah. So, we use this phrase a lot, but, I wouldn't use it lightly, like calling someone a headache. Like,
no, don't say that.
Oh, she's such a headache. That's like pretty insulting, right? But a situation can be a headache, and that's like no problem.
Like going to the DMV. Is
the Department of Motor Vehicles.
Oh, stay
what
away
a
from them. Huge headache.
Yeah. Okay, so the last term, Lindsay said that as a 16-year-old girl, she would go cruising in her car, and this has two different meanings, so we wanted to clarify them for you. According to UrbanDictionary.com, we have several different meanings, but primarily they fit into two categories. So which category did you mean?
Yeah. So the category that I meant, and the way we used it in high school, was that we would just go around, drive in the car, and have fun. We'd turn the music up. We'd really drive with no real destination. There were 4 or 5 of us in the car, and the music blasting, and just sort of having fun, driving as a form of entertainment, not looking for anything or anyone, just having a good time.
Yeah, just driving for driving's sake.
Yeah.
Cool.
And so the other term for cruising, the other meaning for cruising is...
So it's like if you're looking for a sexual partner.
Right. So,
and you're not necessarily in a car. You could just be like inside a bar or inside a club, and you're cruising for, a person to pick up someone in a sexual way.
That's a good point. So you want to think about the context of the conversation to figure out which meaning the person is actually using.
Like if I say, hey, Lindsay, what'd you do last weekend? And you're like, I went cruising.
Except I don't do that too much.
Well, it would be ambiguous. I
Right,
wouldn't be
right,
sure.
yeah.
Be like, well, so you mean...
tell me more.
Yeah, tell me more, exactly.
Okay.
Cool, yeah, so those were our 4 phrases, and let me just say them and give you a little time to repeat so that you can work on your pronunciation. So first one, get around. And I'll say the whole phrase with prepositions. So I get around by bike. I get around on the subway. And the next phrase, to be a headache.
Mm-hmm.
And the last one, cruising.
Okay, great.
All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow for a Wisdom Wednesday. I'm going to share a really crazy tip. It's a little embarrassing, actually, but it's something I used to do, and I think it'll help you guys to practice your English.
All right, see you tomorrow.
See you then.
Okay, so Gabby, what do you think would be the best way for students to use the All Ears English podcast to actually move from the intermediate to the advanced level?
Yeah, a lot of people get stuck at the intermediate level. I know in my own language learning that listening and then reading the transcript of what I just listened to, like a radio program or a podcast, really helped me to push my language skills to the advanced level.
Absolutely. So in order to do that and to actually get more out of this All Ears English experience, where can our listeners go?
Well, you guys can get premium transcripts of all of our podcasts, word for word, what we're saying, if you go to allearsenglish.com/conversations.
And one more time, that's www.allearsenglish.com/conversations. Thanks for listening to the All Ears English podcast. We're here to help you learn English, and you can help us by leaving a 5-star review on iTunes. See you next time.